Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. Just a quick reminder that all the SA Matters show episodes are now available on YouTube, in addition to iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play. Some of the guests I interview for near-miss events have video and audio clips to share, and it just wasn't a good way to share it on podcasts when they were talking about video clips. So I decided to show them. So now we're posting all the episodes, including the audio episodes, on YouTube. Before I kick off this episode, I'd like to take a moment also to talk about the live virtual training that is now available. How does it work? I come to your organization live via the internet on the date and time of your regular training and train your members on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making processes. It's sort of like a webinar, except it's live, real-time. We actually talk back and forth to each other like we're in a classroom. For less than $1,000, you can train your entire team on situational awareness. Virtual training truly is the easiest and most affordable way to get your team trained on this topic. If you want to learn more about live virtual training, visit the SA Matters website and click on the orange box on the right side of the homepage labeled Virtual Training Programs. If you want to talk to me about this program and how to incorporate it into your training schedule, just click the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. We'll get something set up for you. Okay, that's enough announcements. Roll that SA Matters show intro. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Battalion Chief Joy Nicely from Chesterfield County Fire and EMS. And you are listening to the SA Matters radio show with Dr. Richard Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 208 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making at conferences for individual organizations for 13 years now and have trained over 65,000 students, including first responders, industrial workers, military personnel, business leaders, medical professionals, utility workers, aviation workers, oil refinery operators, and more. This message truly is for anyone who works in a high-risk, high-stress environment. I'm dedicated to improving your safety and your survival, and I'm here to offer you a message of hope and a message of inspiration, and to help you accomplish the most important goal of all, and that's to go home to the ones who love you. And speaking of sharing the message, today I'm coming to you from Evansville, Indiana, where I am again in town to deliver a week-long Leadership Development Institute program hosted by the Evansville Fire Department. Thank you to Fire Chief Mike Conley for your wonderful hospitality and for putting forth the effort to bring this powerful message to your members. This is the 5th time this leadership development program has been hosted by the Evansville Fire Department. Before I dive into today's feature segment, I want to take a moment to mention the Leadership Development Institute. Some of you know my second passion after situational awareness is developing the leadership skills of supervisors, something I didn't do a very good job of when I was the boss. I was guilty of promoting supervisors before they were prepared to lead, and that was my fault. And then I got frustrated when they didn't do a good job providing leadership to their team and resolving personnel issues, and that was my fault too. So I created the Supervisor Development Institute. This program can be customized to run anywhere from 2 days to 5 days, and no matter what the length is, there's no PowerPoint. Did you hear that? There's no PowerPoint. Can you imagine a week-long class that doesn't use PowerPoint? Is that even possible? Not only is it possible, but it's a better way to learn the skills essential to good leadership. When adults are engaged in the process of learning and not just being lectured to, learning can be fun. And the important part is, the lessons stick. In this program, we share practical, actionable best practices for leadership, problem solving, conflict resolution, teamwork, communications, motivation, accountability, generational leadership, discipline, coaching for performance improvement, and more. So when your supervisors get sick and tired of being sick and tired of the frustrations of dealing with adults who act like children, who have selfish agendas, who undermine the mission of the organization, or destroy morale, contact me for a program that will teach your supervisors a different and better way to lead others and to hold underperformers accountable to create committed followers. One of the questions I get asked a lot by readers of the blog and listeners and viewers of the show are, when are you coming to my area, or where are you going to be next? Great question, and the answer is really easy to find out. I've created a link on the homepage of the SA Matters website labeled Live Training Dates. It's the blue box on the right side of the homepage of the website. In today's feature segment, we discuss the importance of team situational awareness and how it can improve or impact safety. If we're being honest with ourselves, we know that not all team members are created equal. It is a situational awareness best practice to know the strengths and weaknesses of our team members before engaging in high-risk, high-consequence activities. All right, let's jump into our feature segment on the importance of team situational awareness and how that can improve or impact safety. This might be an uncomfortable conversation as we talk about assessing your team to identify potential weak links, those members who are not adequately trained, underprepared, or unfit to perform their duties. During one of my recent situational awareness programs, we engaged in a rather lengthy conversation in the class about the importance of sizing up the team. And that's what inspired this episode. If we're being honest with ourselves, we know that not all team members are created equal. And it is a situational awareness best practice to know the strengths and weaknesses of our team members before we engage in high-risk, high-consequence activities. Arguably, it is easier to size up your team when you, the supervisor, have ready access to all your team members. Under this model, the size up can, quite literally, happen at the start of each shift. And it should. Not only should you size up the abilities and inabilities of team members, you should also size up whether the team member is on their A game for that day. Realistically, coworkers are going to, on occasion, bring personal problems into the workplace. As much as we would wish for that not to happen, it happens. The brain simply cannot turn off personal problems when at work. There will be occasions when someone is operating at less than 100%, be that a home issue or perhaps an illness or injury that is causing this problem. Whatever the cause, it's important to know that the team member is less than 100%. Some team members are never 100%. These members are known as our B-level, C-level, or D-level players. You all know you have them. Living in denial won't make their deficiencies go away. Maybe they're inexperienced. Maybe they're undertrained. Perhaps they're not physically fit, or their attitude or mindset is not in the right place for peak performance. Whatever the reason, they are an underperformer. Knowing this could help ensure you don't depend on them to perform A-level work when you need it most, when it could save your life. Weak links fail. Weak links fail. We know that. It's predictable. To somehow believe that in the moment of stress, a weak link, an underperformer, is going to step up and achieve superstar performance is just simply unrealistic. If it does happen, it's probably only by luck, and you know it. If you're in a high-stakes situation and you don't have the right team assembled, meaning you've been dealt some bad cards, don't go all in. The stakes are too high. Regardless of your commitment and dedication, a weak link can drag you down and adversely impact the performance of the entire team. In high-risk work environments, the work you do holds the potential for a significant consequence. Add a weak link, and the likelihood of a bad outcome can increase exponentially. Training or practice exercises are a good place and time to test the strength of your team members. Better to identify opportunities for improvement under controlled conditions than under the unpredictable, rapidly changing conditions in a high-risk work environment. Ironically, as many of us have observed, weak links can find a way to skirt training requirements or to perform minimally during practice evolutions because they know their deficiencies will be obvious and exposed. Watch out for the team member who stands in the back during practice so as not to be picked to perform a skill. That's an indicator of a weak link. Watch out for the person who misses practice sessions where skill performance will be tested. That's also an indicator of a weak link. But what about the customer? I can hear it now. The customer deserves our best in their greatest moment of need. I agree they do. But our best can be hindered by the weak link. If you have to drag a ball and chain along with you while attempting to do high-risk work, the potential for consequences are vastly increased, and the potential for service to the customer can be vastly decreased. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited here. Rather, I'm trying to help us all acknowledge the reality of the team environment. Test the ability of team members during practice sessions. If they're weak, work with them to strengthen their deficiencies. Yes, this will take time and effort. Chances are your weak links have been ignored and allowed to skate by without accountability for a very long time. If your weak link lacks physical stamina, it can present additional challenges for you depending on the physical fitness standards of your organization. Chances are, if they're not fit, there's no standard, or the standard has been poorly enforced. Lacking a standard, there may be little you can do to bring accountability to this concern. Engaging the organization's leadership in a discussion about the need for physical standards would be a good first place to start. Baseline physical exams and ongoing physical exams can also ensure a team member has the physical abilities to perform their jobs safely and efficiently. Standards for fitness and annual evaluations to ensure core competencies can provide assurance that at a minimum, a team member is capable of performing basic skills within established parameters. Consider having a discussion among the supervisors and managers that informally ranks the line personnel on a A to D scale, A, B, C, D. This isn't done for the purposes of formal performance evaluations. Rather, it's done to identify where opportunities lay to develop team members' abilities. This is especially true for team members who are ranked at the D level by the majority of the supervisors engaged in the discussion. Avoid telling a member that they've been identified as a D-level member, this gains you nothing. Rather, focus on developing the skills of all the team members while ensuring the D-level team member gets an opportunity to develop right alongside his or her peers. Think baby steps. Don't try to get a D-level member to an A-level performance in 30 days. That's unrealistic. Rather, try to get a D-level member to a C-level performance over at a period of time, say 6 months. This is more achievable and will likely be less frustrating for the supervisors and the employee. If your weak link has significant personal issues that are impacting their job performance, this will likely require the assistance of a professional such as an employee assistance program or a counselor. Do not attempt to counsel weak links who have personal issues unless you're a trained counselor. Offer the assistance to the weak link by getting them the help that they need administered by a professional. Remember, the goal is to use situational awareness to perform crew assessments to ensure everyone is prepared to engage in high-risk activities. Identify your weak links and develop a plan for remediation. I have a favor to ask of you, the listeners and viewers of this show. The primary reason this show was launched was to give a platform to those who experience near-miss events and to share their stories. And the experiences that have been shared with me on this show have been nothing short of amazing and extremely educational. And I'd like to get more of those lessons learned shared with the listeners and viewers of this show. But I need your help to do that. If you've experienced a near miss in the workplace and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, contact me by visiting the SA Matters website and clicking on the Contact Us link at the top of the homepage. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near miss event could save someone's life. That's really powerful. What a wonderful gift that would be. If you want to share your experience, contact me. All right, I want to share a piece of feedback that I received from someone who had attended a program of mine. It says, Dr. Gasaway, it was a pleasure to hear you speak again. I always walk away wanting more, and I love the topic. I try to practice situational awareness in everything I do. Both sessions that you did exceeded my expectations. Thank you for your enthusiasm and presentation style. I can't wait till our paths cross again and I hear another awesome topic that you present. Stay safe and thank you, Lieutenant Jeff Vaughn in Lebanon, Ohio. Well, thank you, Jeff, for that feedback. I really appreciate you taking the time to tell me that. It means a lot to me. If you want to share with me some feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Just go to the SA Matters website and click on the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the companies, organizations, agencies, and departments that have hosted situational awareness training for their team members. I do this to show my appreciation to those who put forth the time and the effort to organize, advertise, and fund training on this important topic. Recent Situational Awareness Matters tour stop events were held at the University of Maryland's National Fire Service Staff and Command Program, Syncrude Canada for their oil refinery operators, the Louisiana Fire Chiefs Association Conference, the International Association of Fire Chiefs Company Officer Series in Orlando, Florida, and where I am now at the Evansville Fire Department in Evansville, Indiana. Upcoming SA Matters tour stops include on April 17, which I believe is the day this episode will air, I will be at Camp Ripley in Minnesota for the Minnesota Department of Transportation. April 23, Billings, Montana. April 25 to 28, Indianapolis, Indiana. April 30, Sun Valley, Idaho. May 1 through 3, Madison, Georgia. May 5, Spruce Grove, Alberta. May 10, Charleston, West Virginia. May 11, Chicago, Illinois. May 19, Greensburg, Pennsylvania. May 22, St. Francis, Minnesota. May 24, Tyson's Corner, Virginia. May 26, Fredericktown, New Brunswick, and May 29th back in St. Francis, Minnesota. If you're interested in seeing the locations of all the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stops, head over to the SA Matters website and click on that blue box I mentioned earlier on the right side of the homepage labeled Live Training Dates. Check back often because the schedule is always changing. If you're interested in hosting a situational awareness program, just click on the Contact Us tab and we'll get something set up for you. There are already 80 plus programs scheduled in 2018, so just a heads up, there's only a handful of dates remaining for all of 2018 as it filled up much faster than I ever would have expected. And this is causing me now to start booking programs into 2019 sooner than I expected, which means 2019's inventory of dates will also start to become scarce as well. This is a great problem to have, knowing that the situational awareness topic is so popular, but it's also a challenge for those hosts who want to book a program on a specific date. The more flexible your dates are, the more likely I will be able to accommodate your request. If you're interested in saving some money, you could host a companion program. A companion program is a program that is held on a date adjoining to an already existing program date. So if you see I'm going to be within a few hours of your region, contact me and we can set up a companion program. And that can save you about 20% off the program costs. I've got some great staff. They'll make the entire process really easy for you, I promise. The last time I was delivering programs in southwest Minnesota, I stopped by and visited the sponsor of this podcast show, Midwest Fire. Midwest Fire is a fire truck manufacturing company that makes amazing all-poly-bodied fire apparatus, and it's changing the industry. If you've not checked them out yet, you need to. Just go to MidwestFire.com. That's MidwestFire.com. Anyhow, while I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk to some of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. So let's listen in as we talk about why Midwest Fire doesn't have a dealer network. Okay, Dalton, I got a question for you. No dealer network. What's up with that? Are you guys just not big enough to have a dealer network, or what's the strategy here for not having a dealer network for a fire truck manufacturer? It's a little bit out of the norm.
Yeah, no, it's not that we're not big enough. It's really because we actually had people that have come to us and want to be dealers for us, and it's more of a strategy for us to be more direct with the customer. We really want to have direct communication with them, and with the benefit for them as well is that they have direct communication with manufacturing. So really the beautiful thing is that when customers call us and talk to us about trucks, they're talking to an account representative at the facility. So if they have questions that we can't answer, we're 10 steps away from engineering, we're 20 steps away from production. So getting the answers to their questions is really efficient and really easy. It really keeps costs down as well. When you deal with the big guys and they have big dealer networks, they have commission structures for their dealers. You're dealing with a middleman where we don't have those costs. So we look after our customers, make sure that their trucks are affordable, and we make them even more affordable with not having those dealer networks. And then finally, miscommunication is minimal, basically because, like I said, you're dealing with us at the manufacturer facility. We make contact really efficient and it's just direct, so that's really nice.
Yeah. So if I go to a conference and I see a manufacturer, they have some trucks there, and their booth is just swarming with people, and I'm not guessing, I know those are all their dealer reps. And then I walk over to Midwest Fire and I see your apparatus on display, and I see some of your people there. Those aren't dealer reps. Those are people from right here in Laverne, Minnesota, that have gone to the conference. And you're talking to the direct people that are going to watch that truck being built beyond the walls that we're sitting in.
Exactly, yeah. So we don't bring anybody else except people that work and are employed by Midwest Fire. You'll see in our booth, you'll see a variety. You'll see the account representatives, so your sales guys, and then you'll see some years we bring engineering, some years we bring people from the shop, on the shop floor, from production. Our CEO, Sarah Atchison, is there every single year. You can talk to her. We can bring people from the office. It's just, everyone you talk to is directly here at the facility in Laverne, and it's nice.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what differentiates Midwest Fire from their competitors, there you have it, right from the horse's mouth. So check them out at MidwestFire.com. Thank you, Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all your staff for your awesome commitment to improving the safety of first responders. I really appreciate your support of my mission. If you want to get connected with me and be part of the SA Matters community of learners, there's a couple of ways you can do that. There are over 50,000 people connected here through the newsletter, podcast subscribers, YouTube subscribers, and follow our Facebook page, the Twitter feed, and on LinkedIn. Let's start with the newsletter. It's completely free. The newsletter will come to you via an email once a month and contains featured content from the blog, the podcast, and from the YouTube feed. And occasionally I'll offer some special discounts on books and videos, virtual training, the online academy, and live events. And those specials are exclusively for newsletter subscribers. The newsletter truly is the best way for us to stay in touch with each other, and there are two ways you can subscribe to the newsletter. First, if you have a smartphone, just text SA Matters to 22828. That's the letter S as in Sam, the letter A as in Adam, and the word matters. SA Matters, all together, one word, to 22828. Be sure to watch your autocorrect on your phone because it might try to change the word SA Matters to something else. If you do it right, you'll get a text message back on your phone where you enter your email address. And once you do that, you're signed up for the newsletter. Now, I know some of you don't have smartphones, or maybe you just don't like doing that texting thing. In that case, you can just swing by the SA Matters website and click on the red box on the right side of the homepage labeled Free Membership. You can subscribe to the podcast by searching for SA Matters Radio on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Google Play. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can search for SA Matters TV on YouTube. You can follow the SA Matters page on Facebook. You can follow at Rich Gasaway on Twitter. And you can search for Rich Gasaway on LinkedIn. Finally, the SA Matters show and the SA Matters TV YouTube channel has enjoyed over 800,000 downloads and views. This makes the show officially the longest-running, fastest-growing, safety-focused show on the Internet. And I'm looking to add an additional sponsor. So if your company is interested in advertising your product or service on this show, contact me through the SA Matters website. Well, that's it. Episode number 208 is complete. Thank you to our awesome sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all the companies, agencies, and organizations that have hosted live SA Matters training programs. Thank you to all the organizations that have hosted the virtual training, the internet-based training program. Thank you to the more than 2,000 students and graduates of the SA Matters Online Academy. And most importantly, thank you, the listeners and viewers of this show, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.